Hello, everyone, and thanks for tuning in to a very special episode of Learn with Jason, where we're going to make a beat. My guest today is Joe, goes by Steel Tip Dove, producer out of Brooklyn. Joe, do you want to kind of give an intro and some background on who you are?
Yeah, my name is Joe. I live in Brooklyn. I moved down here from upstate New York like 11 or 12 years ago to just keep working on music. Up there, I bought a laptop because I had bunch of friends that wanted to rap and sing, and they asked me if I wanted to do that also, and I thought absolutely not. But I would love to learn. I would love to learn the computer aspect of it. So I was the one that went out and bought the computer and learned how to do all the recording and stuff in GarageBand at first, and nothing was really happening up there in terms of like meeting people. So I moved down to Brooklyn and started a spot down here. And now people come to record and I make beats for them and I kind of do it all now.
Awesome. So I thought what would be really fun today is like you and I have been playing with some ideas for like a theme song for this show, and we've made some progress on that. I didn't really want to jump into the middle of a project, so I thought it would be kind of fun if you just came on and we try to make something up from scratch. Um, and so if you want to talk me through, so I've got Logic Pro open on my computer now, and if you just want to talk me through kind of how you would go about setting up a beat, I'll try to build it out while you talk about kind of the process and what you would recommend.
Okay, sweet. How do you, first I would guess I would decide what type of beat am I going to be making. I mean, it's going to be a beat, but what am I going to start with? And when I first started making beats, it was always samples. Always,
Okay.
always. Now it's less samples. 50-50 between splitting using my own like built-in synthesizers in whatever program I'm using or pulling in a sample. So I sent you some samples if you want to start with one of those. Otherwise, you mentioned you have some sound effects, or you could or the onus is on you to come up with a sweet little riff pretty quickly. So what do you think? You want to listen to these samples? You want to play me some of your sound effects, or what?
Yeah, so let's we can listen to these. I'm hoping these don't like blast out the speakers because I don't have volume control on them. So let's see
Drag
what.
them and drop them first. They won't take too much space.
Oh,
You know what I mean? Just
yeah, yeah.
you could even pull them all in at once.
Oh, does that work? If I
Yeah.
just like
Yep. Go right there.
what?
Create new tracks. No,
Holy.
yeah. So yeah, obviously, yeah.
Oh,
And there you go.
that's dope. Okay, so I missed one of them though. So let's
All right,
drop
learned
that one
something new
into.
already. I'm glad we did it.
All right, so here we go. We've got the first one.
So this is drums. Now these are actually pretty special samples,
Okay.
um, because these are actually isolated stems from sessions from the '60s. This guy Buddy
Oh.
Ross. It's a long story. It's actually unheard of to get samples like these.
Okay.
Because you're usually just sampling a song, which is the whole song with all the instruments layered. These are
Yeah.
the actual stems. So you can the drums are most prominent, but you can hear the other instruments in the background. If you try one of these other tracks, you'll hear
So that
again like just the isolated piano.
and so are these all like are these synced up? Like if I unmute these and play them together, is it one
No,
song? Okay.
no, they're not. I did not send you synced up ones.
Okay.
Um,
So let's go back. Okay.
so I originally got long versions of each of these tracks, and I cut them down to just the parts I wanted to try to use. And
Yeah.
then from there, we can now cut these smaller parts into. You and I have went over how to chop it up into an ESX24, into a sampler. There's a
Yeah.
million different ways you can do it. But now these are smaller parts that I would even chop again into smaller parts and then start to
Yeah.
play out.
So let's maybe do this. Let's take like all right, so we can mute these. We've got some piano in here. I'm just kind of jumping around.
Yeah, listen to each one and pick one that you really like. The drums would be the easiest thing to sample because it's easy to hear a drum loop where the loop should start and end.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I'm wondering if maybe we just go easy because.
Well,
That's
what's nice
cool.
about these actually, if you listen, these are the isolated roads, but you can hear the drums
Mm-hmm.
and the horns and all the rest of the players. Because again, this is from a session in the '60s where there's a real studio session with a bunch of players and mics in the room, not just digital inputs and stuff like that. So you could use the drums that you hear in the background to figure out your loop of the Rhodes, and then you to get rid of the drums even more and
Yeah.
highlight them even more.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Now this is okay, so this is super cool.
Yeah, it's really pretty.
Let's do this cuz this I like this. This seems cool. So
And you can hear the loop.
yeah, and I like this section. Like it's got this nice kind of, but it's not too busy, so when we put other stuff on top of it, it's not going to compete, right? So like
Yep,
maybe
kind
we
of like
just maybe we just
one beat.
cut up this this section here. Do you think?
Do you want your would you want to start right on the play it back a little bit? Right on that one? That
Yeah, and maybe we want to have like this fill as a. So maybe we want to pull in that as our own sample, and then we
yeah.
could do. We can kind of take these
So
big.
now we gotta go in, zoom in, and cut it up. You can maybe just delete the other ones if we're not going to use them, or you can you know how to zoom in on just a.
Yeah, let me get rid of these tracks, and we'll zoom into whoops. This here, and then I'm going to zoom in. All right, and so we've got like this section here. All right, so I want to, what is it?
I would zoom in a little bit horizontally as well, vertically as well, just so you can really see the markers.
That's the wrong button.
There you go.
All right, so now we're chopping the hell out of this. All right, so then we want to start like here, and then
that's going to be our fill, right? Yeah.
Yeah, so I picked the scissors tool as like my secondary, so when I hit command, it gives me that other tool. So I'm going to chop, and then I want to chop like here.
Well, can I ask you, play that again? Is that the right, play that again for me? Let me hear what that.
So that's like a fill, right? So like we can kind of drop that in as a. Oh, do you want to chop it at like each hit?
No. I'm sorry to interrupt. So right where your cursor is right now.
Here?
I don't know where the play marker is, 21-3. So where the play marker is, sorry. I don't know if that's the right spot for the chop because I feel like that little transient, that bigger transient right there is still part of the fill. Play it back again. Maybe I'm
just wait, is it? So yeah, so this is the first big hit, right? So this is.
Okay, sorry. It is because of the latency. You're right. That is the first big hit, and visually it looks like it should be. So
Man, this is also really challenging for me. Like if I use my Bluetooth headphones, there's always some latency, and so it looks like the whoops. No, get away. There we go. To zoom in a little bit more, but yeah. So I always, whenever I look at this, it always feels like it's not doing what I want. Let's see. Here we go. And so I think like right there. And so those are going to be our big samples. So let's
zoom out a little bit. Yeah.
Zoom out, and then I'm going to get rid of that too. And so this should be. Right. Okay. So now we've got these like kind of three pieces, and what I need to remember how to do. What is the
essentially you're taking this audio and you're converting it into a sampler track. There you go. Right there. Convert to a new sampler track.
Okay.
Yep.
And
you're creating the zones from the regions that you chose by chopping it up. You see you have 4 of them. Not the transient markers. That would be a little bit different of a thing.
Okay.
And then naming it, and then your trigger note range. This has to do with whether you're going to be playing them back on a MIDI keyboard or a musical typing or just drawing it in, but you could just leave it at the default. It can always be changed later.
Okay. So I got those. So now I got this deal here. And what's cool about it is if I dive into this, what's the button to make this the notes show up?
You could just double click where the notes are and it'll open up the piano roll. But if you wanted to do that, you can go to view piano roll. That's your piano roll window. You can view it as a separate window, or you can just double click the region you're on it.
And so then what I have is this here, right? So this is a sample pad. Can't see where I'm looking at. And the cool thing about this right? So now I can control that by hitting these pads. So we can do things like, right? So we've got control, and then I've got another keyboard over here that I don't know what octave it's at right now. So let's see.
And the longer you hold the pad down, the sample will play out to the end. But there's also different ways around that.
And then I've got a keyboard over here as well. Okay, so we can do all sorts of fun stuff with this now. And so this is our fill. And we might not want to actually use that, but like we can do all sorts of fun things with this now.
I would jump right into the ESX24 itself. Open up the synthesizer and start messing around. Maybe you want to change the pitch of it.
Okay.
To really manipulate the sample. Do you remember how to do that? Highlight the track, the Rhodes track, the MIDI track.
How do I hide this though? Can I just?
I have try X. Try the X button on your keyboard.
There we go. Yep. All right, that was the one.
But there's I figured that would be the default shortcut, but we can. Yeah, there you go. So in the inspector window, you're going to open up the Rhodes, and from there you can tune it down or up.
Okay, and so now we probably want to loop on this.
Well, I think, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So now if we just play it.
I think it's missing the first note.
Is it missing?
Perfectly quantized.
Now.
So move the loop back a tiny bit. Yeah.
Okay. And then over here we can start messing with it. And where would you go with this?
I would start transposing it. That's just always what I do first. Top left and the transpose button right under the. I would tune it. That'll give it the biggest effect.
Tune it.
Yeah, there's, you know what I mean. There are no rules, right? I mean, like I'm just telling you what I usually do. Up and down till you hear something you might like, and you honestly might land on the original sample.
Yeah. All right, but then we can take it down.
Yeah, down is nice.
Oh, that's kind of got a cool feel.
Yeah. Now you hear how it's not tuning it, transposing it down is going to make it play slower.
Yeah.
By the nature of it. So it's not going to play.
Are we able to? Should we mess with that, or should we just like change the tempo to match?
Well, I don't think this is going to be the loop that you use, right? I mean, like
no. We'll cut it up, but how would you?
I like that. What you were just playing, that tempo.
Yeah. So I like that tempo a lot. So next we would want to what? Like get the tempo.
Yeah. So from here, what I would typically do is I would just delete that loop that you have there. Go right to the beginning of the track. Put your cycle or your loop from bars 1 to 5. Just put a 4-bar loop. And turn your click track on. Turn your metronome on. And then it's at 1/10. That's going to be. Now just start playing with your MIDI pad. I wouldn't start with the fill. I would start with the first hit, right? Not the fill.
Okay. So if we get in here. Oh wait. What did I do? I hit the wrong button. I wanted to get the. Like actually, all right. So we've got the. So
the tempo is obviously slower than 120. Yeah.
Okay, so that still feels wrong.
So a quick way to figure out the tempo, right? Trigger one, record that first note.
Okay.
Wherever, just go ahead. Yep. Okay, now cut it, stop it.
Okay.
Now just go in, line it all up, quantize it, make sure it's perfect. Yeah, double click, go in, put it on the one.
And quantizing is
quantizing is if you want to work directly on the grid that matches exactly what the tempo is. So not everyone loves quantizing. It can lead to like sort of a robotic less natural feel. But to get the tempo of something, like let's figure it out.
All right. So
now you have it set up in a 4-bar loop. You're going to figure out whether you need to increase or decrease your tempo. So that loop. So you need to increase the tempo a lot.
Yeah.
Or cut those notes down. Like,
so
actually, yeah, keep it going until you get it. Or you could do that. Yeah,
okay.
Those are your options, but. Closer, right? I keep talking into this mic. It's the wrong mic.
That feels a little bit closer.
It's a little. Yeah, that's getting closer and closer.
Yeah.
Now here's something else I would check. Open up a Ultra Beat, get a drum track going. One that you can, not a drummer, not like a loop or anything, but one that you can program your own drums into.
Okay.
You remember what I'm talking about,
so
right?
I'm going to change this into the Ultra Beat.
So tell them what you did there. You duplicated a track.
Oh yeah. Sorry. That yeah. So I clicked this button here to hit the same track with the duplicate settings, and then this thing over here is the like your instrument selector, and so you get all these different things in here. And I chose the Ultra Beat, which is like a drum machine. And this is kind of fun because this that we're doing here, if you tune in at the beginning of October, Ken Wheeler's going to come on and we're going to build one of these in the web. It won't be nearly this full featured, but you'll be able to like build out sounds.
You haven't talked to me about this. That sounds cool.
Yeah, it's going to be super fun. Ken is also a hip hop producer. He was like signed as a hip hop producer when he was a kid, and then he moved into web development later. And now he kind of like still makes beats, but also like his day job is code. He's like really talented dude. But yeah, so now we have the Ultra Beat. You wanted me to do something specific with this.
I was just going to start laying in a kick and a snare pattern to see if our tempo is right, and we can make this. Looking to just make like a really basic loop hip hop beat.
Okay, so I have the kick and the snare here. I just went to full view so that we can lay out the whole pattern, and I'm gonna cheat. You showed me how to do this.
This isn't really necessarily what you would. Oh yeah. But
like
okay, yeah.
let's see how it goes. Like,
no, that's perfect.
Oh no.
Drag a kick in there, so you have just your sine wave. Back to the regular view.
All right. How do I want to just like pull in a regular kit, right? So
yeah, there you go.
Let's pull in like one of these. We'll do classic UK hip hop. How's that going to sound?
Now remember, pattern 1 that you're selected here is already going to be laid out for you. They have pre-built-in patterns, so just pick a different pattern.
I just cleared it. So let's go every downbeat, and then we'll lay those in on our own. So if I play this,
now that's going to be too fast. Oh, unless you want a 4 on the floor sound. Yeah, there you go. There you go.
And then we could do something like. All right, that's starting to feel like something.
This is a hip hop ass beat. I mean, like, definitely the drums are too loud for the sample right now. You can use EQ to boost the sample up. You still have, remember, one more regular pattern and then that fill.
Right.
Add some hi-hats in.
And then let's see.
Holy buckets! Did that just work?
There's the sound effects. All right, so let's do.
Oh,
So those are the sound effects I was talking about. When you're on the stream, people who are watching, they can use redemption command, so they can do reteam, like that one's Holy Buckets, and then we got some other ones if something doesn't work or if we're taking too long, they can play elevator music or all sorts of things. It's really fun.
okay, cool.
I like
that. So I just noticed there's people chatting over here.
Oh yeah, that's everybody who's watching.
let's make this sound better by boosting that sample up, because this is already sounding like
You want
cool.
to boost it? All right. So
Yeah, you could turn it up. You could use the EQ. You could put a chorus effect on it.
yeah, let's do that. I'm gonna clear this hi-hat because it's a lot. And so let's just keep this.
I would go every other.
Go every other, you think?
Yeah. Turn it down. I would pitch it up a little bit. It's not necessarily the right pitch. And I would maybe add an extra snare on the second snare that you have, or the second clap that you have there already. There's a ton that you can do with percussion.
I'm going to do something too where I'm going to randomize the velocity so it sounds real. This is something you showed me that I love. So check this out. So I don't know how good the audio is that goes through to Twitch, but like, or if it's stereo or anything, but there's like so much cool stuff that you can do just with little things like that. But what this means is like each of these is how hard the thing is hitting. And so like this one, just like a little baby. But that makes it feel like somebody's hitting like a person, which I love. So, all right. So then you wanted to play with this. Let me shut this down. We'll jump in here. And you wanted to do what now? An EQ?
Well, anything. I just wanted to make the sample more full to match, like the drums are kind of outweighing it now. You EQ it. This is all creative choices. These aren't technical choices now. This is all going to be creative. What part of the sample do you want to highlight? The high end. Obviously with the Rhodes like that, it's already got nice high end, so you might want to highlight that.
Highlight it?
Well, highlight it, I mean just by boosting the EQ of it, yeah.
Yeah.
But
and then we can like pull the whole low end out of it.
Sure.
And what's really cool about this, let me disable the this is hard when I can't see the whole screen. So let me shut this down for a second. And I'm just gonna turn this off. Oh, and I can turn off the metronome. All right. I really like the way that the EQ stuff works. So if I turn this off, right? And then I turn the thing back on, you can hear all the cool like the way that starts pulling around. And we can like hollow out parts of it.
Yeah. And when you're using it in this way, it's purely creative. These aren't technical choices. This is like, there's no right or wrong things to do here, unless maybe you boost the so high that you're clipping it or something,
Mm-hmm.
but this is all creative choices right here. I like that you're into it.
That seems okay, right?
Yeah. It's all, yeah.
All right.
It's dope.
So then we can come back over here. We can turn this back on.
Can I show you a couple tricks here?
Yeah.
So check to see if V is your keyboard shortcut to hide and show. It's not. Okay. So you need. We can set up a keyboard shortcut so you can hide and show your plugins here, so you don't always have to.
Is it like?
No, it's. I'll figure it out later. I must have set it up on mine. But another little trick. See in the top right of your plugin there, that little link effect. Turn that on. When you switch tracks, you won't have to like. It'll switch for you. That helps with shortcuts as well.
Yeah, that's nice. Okay.
You're already, you know what I mean? Like, you already got a beat going. Drop the drums out here and there, give it some movement. You haven't used that fill yet. Let's do that now. Loop this loop out twice.
And what were you going to do with the snare? You had an idea.
I was just going to say add a second snare on number 25. The second two claps, add another snare on 25.
I got you.
Yeah, give it more.
Oh, yeah. So now it's kind of like... Is that a good snare? What is that? I don't like that snare.
It's a little low.
Let's use the other one. There's a bigger snare up here. That one's a little sharper.
And you could add more kicks. I mean, your kick is very, very basic right now. You can add a couple more kicks in there, give it a more like, not even new kicks. The kick that you already have, you could add more to the pattern. There you go. No, so now what I was going to suggest next is to loop out this loop that you have there in the arrangement window in your main arrangement window. Probably go 3.
Hold on 1 second. Something just happened where your voice just cut out. Can you say all that again?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. I was going to say close the beat.
Okay.
The UK beat. Loop out that Rhodes pattern one more time. Copy and paste it, or whatever you do. You can click and drag it, or don't do the alias thing that you always do.
Yeah. Bad.
Now,
oh, so we would need to add code. Is that right?
Oh,
no code, friends. We're not doing that today. All right. So yeah. So now we got a loop. Did you want to play with some of these other samples?
Move that first one from 5 to 7 up to the and then move the second pattern, the second one down to C1 because that's the fill.
Oh.
Now,
this is gonna sound cool.
Hopefully.
That's close.
Well, okay, so there was a little gap there, right? Now, what you could do is add some delay, you could add some reverb.
So, all right, delay and let's do that. Delay and reverb.
But let me tell you though. So, like, what if you wanted it perfect? You may have to go back to the original and trim it even more perfectly, or something like that.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're tricking it, which is all fine. If it was too drastic, you'd have to go back into the original audio, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, and like I think to avoid watching me try to cut audio forms for another hour, we can just kind of we'll fake it the best we can. It's like close enough. It doesn't quite.
It sounds cool, even with the little silence. It sounds cool.
Yeah.
So there's a couple tricks actually. You could either
Okay, so you were talking about a delay.
Solid. You could add delay to it. I would start with reverb instead. Give it a little, a little decay at the end. It drags out a little bit.
Which one do you like?
Honestly, Silververb is really simple. It's a really simple one.
I don't know if people can hear the difference, but that's like it just
I'll
got
admit
like
it's a little,
so much bigger.
It's a little hard for me to hear the difference, but I do hear it a little bit. And is it covering up that silence gap a little bit at least?
Yeah. Yep.
Another thing that would cover it up, that would be some like very hip hop thing to do, would be take the first note and chop it very, very small.
Okay.
And then do it, so copy and paste it.
Okay. Copying. Paste it where?
Well, okay, so you're going to be pasting it right around right around. Can I take control of your?
Maybe. Let's see. I think if you hit hit the zoom options, you should be able to request control. Yeah. All right, you're on. You have it.
Is it working, though?
What is it? You have the controls. It should be working. Can you click around?
It's not really.
No? Damn it.
It kind of
oh,
is,
no, yeah, there you go. There you go.
So this is what I was talking about. So I was going to just copy and paste this here, but I was going to make it very... What just happened?
Lots of shit just happened. Hold on. Yeah, go.
No, that's cool. Make this very, very small.
All right.
Just don't need that. This might not sound good, but it's something I might do if there was a silence gap there or something like that.
Yeah, so it's a little like I think part of the problem is that Rhodes is swung.
Yeah.
And so we can't really we can't quite.
We're working on a very 149 on a grid tempo.
Yeah.
That's an original sample played where tempo can,
Yeah.
But
So I think like but I totally get where you're going, because like as you were doing that, I was actually thinking like we could take something like this. This is going to sound bizarre, but like, right. So we can like, we can kind of like add extra stuff to it.
And so this is what's cool is like, you made an extremely simple 4-bar loop out of this very short sample. But
yeah,
already you're seeing, even within that 4-bar loop, you can make 4 different patterns of one 4-bar loop and make a whole long beat with separate changes pretty quickly.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm trying to say necessarily, other than it's dope. You can do a lot with a little.
Yeah. Well, and it's cool too, because once you start doing this, you can just drag stuff around and see how it sounds.
Yeah. There's no, yep.
Right.
And you know how I've shown you, maybe like you create a bass track and literally just copy and paste the pattern that you have of the sample onto the bass track, and it might match up perfectly. It might sound like garbage, but whatever. All you do is copy and paste it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And if it sounds like garbage, then you play your own bass line and something like that.
All right. So now that we've got this, we want to use it, right? So do we just drag that out, or?
I don't know what you're asking. Sorry.
So we've got this pattern, right? But it actually isn't doing anything because it's looped. So we need to get it onto the track.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
And so we're just gonna drag. So this confused me at first, but if we just drag it, we drop it in like that, and then
you could start to make changes and stuff like that. But remember, you got to turn off the drum machine.
Right. So now that it's in, we got to turn this off, or else it's gonna keep like doubling.
I don't think you turned it off.
Yeah. It's off.
No, it's still on.
What?
No, I can see the blue light. It's still on.
It's this part, right?
Oh, you're turning on the. Oh, okay, sorry. Yep. So now,
okay,
you can fully manipulate those drum patterns individually.
Yeah, so we can go in here and we can say like,
drop out the hats for a couple bars or something.
Yeah, let's do that. Oops. So if we come back here.
Some people in the chat want to know if this is going to be used for anything specific, or are we mostly just playing?
Great question. I don't know. I mean, we could turn this into the new elevator music. We could turn this into like, this could be something that is the intro to the show. There's so many options here, right? Like the possibilities are kind of endless.
Yeah. I'm here having a lot of fun teaching you how to use this program.
Oh, it's so loud.
Is it loud?
Oh man.
Is that louder than usual?
Yeah, well, so it's I'm using my not Bluetooth headphones, because the Bluetooth ones have a delay, so I can't, like, when the Logic is playing, it's like a half, like 2 or 3 beats ahead of what's actually playing in my headphones because of the delay. So I got these ones, but these ones don't have volume control. So like whatever my computer is set at, that's what's happening. So that just blasted my eardrums. So that was fun. So what else do we got? All right, so I want to do something else with this. Like, should we go in and play with the drum patterns, or do you want to get like a bass line going, or?
I would get a bass line going probably. I mean, that drum pattern's not bad. Yeah, I would probably get a bass line going.
All right,
so like now there was bass in those samples that I sent that you could theoretically try to get it to line up, but that could be a little more tricky because Logic has a bunch of built-in bass that you can just start playing on your synthesizer right now, or on your MIDI pad right now.
Yeah, and I think given how that it's swung, and I'm not that solid at this, I think it might be easier to just try to make something up. Should I use like the retro synth, do you think, or?
Yeah. Yep.
All right, let me.
I don't think there's any. Use the retro synth just because.
All right.
It's a way to, until you have your favorites, you know what I mean, going through.
Okay.
Now, are you switching through the?
Well, I haven't switched through anything yet, but
Okay.
so if so we've got like different sounds.
It's a little too synthy for what this.
All right.
track is.
So we probably want a bass. So let's get into let's maybe start up here and we'll just play. Oh, that's kind of fun. Hey,
It's not bad. It's very electronic, but that's a nice juxtaposition. You know, like, are you going to go for something that matches the Rhodes, or are you going to go for something that makes it sound weird and cool? You know, what were you about to say? You just had a thought.
So we were talking about Ken Wheeler earlier. Ken has this really, he's got this like Knight Rider aesthetic of kind of like old synthy kind of, you know what I mean? You know the show Knight Rider, like the intro to it?
Yeah.
He has that sort of thing going. So when I heard this, right, this reminds me of that. So I just got in my head that I want to try using this with an arpeggiator.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Now I would find that through.
I'll show you. Click out of that.
Not here.
Yeah. So right audio effects right under where it says
Audio effects.
no, sorry. Right above it. MIDI effects.
MIDI effects.
You'll have
Arpeggiator.
the arpeggiator. Yeah.
Okay. So I want this to run not that fast. Maybe like quarter notes. Eighth notes. Right?
Now,
so
people don't know what an arpeggiator is.
So yeah,
Essentially a trick, right? I mean,
it just takes the note, like, so I'm holding down a key and it just keeps hitting that note on the beat for us.
and you can choose what rate it plays at, you know, matching to the tempo of the track that you're at.
Yeah. And so this gives
It'll
us,
also,
let's see. I want to play with a different bass though. So I like this, but I want to use,
those are already matching the vibe a little better. Maybe a little loud.
yeah, that's okay. So that's too noisy. So let's turn it down.
It's very cool that there are people watching and interacting.
Right?
That's nice, man. Lay that down.
All right, let's do it. Okay, so let's take this. I'm going to get in here. I'm going to stop everything, skip it back, and remember what I played. Oh, shit. That's what it was. Okay.
Now you have your pre-count in, so it's gonna. There you go.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Totally forgot what I was doing. All right, let's dump that one. No good. No bueno. Oh no. Okay. I've completely forgotten how this was done. But now I remember, and this try is going to be perfect. This is the take.
If you mess it
That's
up in
what
the
it was.
recording, you
That's
know
what it
it.
was. Yeah, we'll go fix it. But there it is. All right. Okay. I'm happy with that. So let's
Sounds
go.
nice, man.
Let's go clean this up a little bit. So this is our. Okay. So I've got. Oh wait, what's going on?
Yeah, I would undo that. So basically, yeah, undo
Undo that
that,
one.
and then just highlight them all and quantize it if that's what you're trying.
Yeah. Smart.
Boom.
Okay. And then I'm gonna actually quantize to the quarter note.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay. And then yes. Oh man, I love this.
I do too, man. How does that sound? It's hard to tell me because the mix sounds pretty solid. It still sounds like the bass might be a little too loud right now.
Yeah,
Maybe not.
I think the bass is high. Let's take it down. That feels a little better.
Now, one thing you might want to do. Yeah, there's so much to do. This is cool, man. This is a good little track.
Yeah, I mean, this is good. Like there's like a comment that this is background music, and like I'm feeling it. Like this feels very much like the kind of thing that I want to listen to when I'm working.
Yeah, I actually just started a project last week that I'm going to release, just called Music for Podcasts, where
nice.
I'm making beats, but goal of the beats that I'm making during this project, I'm going to make like 50 of them and then release it as one thing, is that like I don't care if it sounds corny, because I'm making music specifically for like background in podcasts.
Yeah,
so, like,
yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, it's reminding me of that as well.
Yeah. So yeah,
you can start arranging now. You have 3 elements. You have a bass line, drums, and Rhodes. But to say that it's 3 elements is a little bit misleading, because there's several elements within those elements. You saw that you can chop up the Rhodes sample different ways for different patterns. The drum machine has 3 of its own elements: a kick, a snare, and a hi-hat that can be muted or soloed whenever. The bass can come in later, come back out. There's a lot you can do with the very little that you just did.
Yeah. So there's a question: where can people find your podcast music?
That particular project that I was talking about has not been released yet, so okay. I'll come back on here, or we'll get that out.
Well,
if you want to follow me on Twitter, we'll plug stuff whenever you want.
Let's do a quick plug here, because I feel like people need to know. So
this has been a lot of fun, by the way. I've been really liking this.
Yeah, I'm having a blast, man. This is exactly the kind of stuff that I love to do. It just makes me so happy. So everybody can find.
Dope.
Yeah, man. I'm pretty happy that this came out. I'm not gonna lie, I was a little nervous that this was gonna be terrible. Just because I was like, man, how am I gonna do under pressure? I have no idea. So everybody should go follow Joe, Steel Tip Dove on Twitter. There are a whole bunch of things you can support his music on Patreon. You can go listen to a bunch of the tracks, and just like in general, like where else should people go? Like, are there places for people to interact with you? Like, so one thing is
that's gonna be.
And for anybody who's interested in doing this stuff, the reason that I can do anything that I'm doing today in Logic is because I hired Joe to teach me. So I get on a Zoom call with Joe once a week for about an hour, and he teaches me production. So all the things that I know are things that I picked up over the last couple of months doing these weekly lessons. So if you're interested in that sort of thing, you should hit him up and pay him, get some lessons, learn that stuff, make your own theme music.
Yeah, that would be, and I also do, like, there's another side to Logic. Let's say you're a person who plays guitar, or I've been working with people who play guitar and have forever.
Yeah.
But have not made the jump but are now making the jump into, like, I want to record myself, and I know I can do that at home. That's also possible in Logic as well. So I'm teaching them how to record it, mix it, edit it, like really less this digital part.
Yeah.
More like into your laptop. We're going to move into that stuff too. And then, yeah, Twitter is where it's all at. I have an Instagram, but I have a ton of stuff, and I work with a lot of cool artists. If you visit my site, you'll probably discover a ton of other artists that you love as well. And
yeah. Well, and this is cool too, because this is an audio track, right? So if I wanted to like sing or beatbox or something, which I'm absolutely not going to do, but I have a track here that I could do that with, and that's pretty exciting, because I could just like, in playing this. Oh man, those sirens are out to get you today, huh?
Yeah, sorry, shit. Has that been?
No.
I had to switch to my internal mic, but I gotta shut my window.
Don't worry about it. But yeah, so like this is also kind of cool, because if you wanted to make your own full-fledged songs, you can just do that. So yeah, I mean, so there's a running joke that Chris Biscardi, who's in the chat right now, his apartment also just has constant sirens, and he does a live stream, and so that's a thing that is pretty like commonly featured. Chris, when you get your new live stream going, you're gonna need to get a siren sound effect so that people don't miss it. What's up, Scott? Yeah. All right.
Uh,
Cool. So, that reminds me. So speaking of streaming, you're gonna start streaming, right?
I am, especially now that you and I have done this. I like this. This is fun. I'm not used to being on camera or whatever. I'm a behind the scenes guy, but I like this. So I've already started the site, and I don't know what to stream yet, but I think that the best advice that you've given me is the whole point is just get on there and stream, and then whatever happens, happens. Because I'm already here making the beats. I might as well ask some people to come watch if they want or ask me questions and
Yeah.
stuff like that. So I'm definitely gonna do that. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and honestly, so like my format is very somewhat structured. It's, there's like a show thing to it, but a lot of the people who stream that I love to watch they're just doing their daily work. So Chris is a great example. Like he turns on and works on whatever he's working on for the day and talks through what he's doing. And it's an amazing, it's so good. But yeah, so I know that I would happily put this on in the background and listen to whatever you're working on. But yeah, so I mean,
Yeah.
shit, man, we made ourselves a beat. I'm gonna get rid of this track
It's
before.
it's pretty good, man. I mean, you can arrange this and make it into a little song.
Yeah. So like I guess the next thing that would happen here, like how much time we got? Let's maybe do like another 15 minutes or so, see how far we can get. So we could take this from here and we could do what? We could like
So
Let-
zoom out, cut that. I don't know why that happened, but
Yeah,
cut that out. Essentially, you've got 8 bars right now.
the
Um,
fuck is
There might be a note in there somewhere.
just
Yeah, just whatever.
get rid of that note. Yeah.
Your loop right now is 8 bars. So if we double that, that's 16. So if we were following what happened.
What the hell just happened there? Oh, I understand. Okay, so it did. I had like both of them selected for some reason. Oh shit! All right, let's just undo all
Yeah.
of that I just did. All right, so then I'm gonna click here.
Go into double click into there. And
I just
find
want to
that
get
note.
this thing gone. All right, now.
There you go.
Okay. All right, we're good. So, all right, if I turn this off, so that's like my looping thing, and then I'm gonna take this, and you just want me to like duplicate the whole thing.
Well, let's say we were gonna follow song structure. Like
Okay.
a basic song structure would be if you have an intro, you have an intro. But let's say we don't even have an intro. So right now we have an 8 bar.
Yep.
Copy that once, it's going to be 16 bars.
Yep.
And then we'll be at where theoretically maybe a hook would come in. So sometimes like a very basic hip hop structure would be 16-8, 16-8, or intro 16-8 or whatever.
Okay.
So and then you copy maybe 4 of that. But whatever, let's work on just this 16 right now. Do you want the bass to come in right away, or do you want to delete it from bars 1 through 9, or maybe just bars 1 through? You have all these options.
Yeah.
I would start with just the roads, or this is all creative choices. You can, whatever. I say delete those drums between 1 and 4.
I also want to take this. So our first bar, we'll make it slow, right?
Okay. Yep.
And then if we
Nice.
go into these, then I can come back and I can look at I got this hi-hat going. So let's just drop those out.
Wait, you just did the whole song though.
No. I just did the first 4 bars, right?
Oh, you're doing it a little. Okay. Yep. I would say drop all the drums out for the first bar.
You think so?
Yeah.
So then here, now it's going to get...
Right.
Okay. All right.
Nice. Now you're gonna want more. Now at
Yeah.
17, you're gonna want to have that pattern repeat again, but maybe add a cymbal crash and like something else, maybe an open hi-hat to get the
Okay.
more
All right.
rhythm going or something like that.
So what are our... Let's take a look here. I got this thing. I'm going to jump in here. We've got... What kit am I playing? All right, that's the one I want, like the crash. And so I can take this crash, and all I actually want to do with it is just right here, I want to add a crash.
I would do it at 17.
Do it at 17? Oh, yeah, that's where I meant to be anyway, so you are absolutely correct. Okay, so I want to do it at here. I'm going to do the crash. You get... Whoa.
What are you trying to do?
I
Sorry.
was just trying to add this crash and I'm clicking all the wrong buttons. So let's take that back to here. So then, so that kind of picks up something.
Maybe it would be, yeah, it would. But the point is, add even more. Starting at 17 and then add even more starting at 25. Theoretically, 17 to 25 is going to be your hook part if you're following the 16-8 structure.
Right.
So 17 to 25, where you're at right now, you'd want to have the most loudest part. Theoretically, if that's what you want. If you want like a big hook, sometimes there's an anti-hook where everything drops out.
Oh yeah, like it kind of everything goes empty. Yeah.
Yeah. You want your hook to be,
Yeah.
But now you've started arranging, and it's going to turn that little 8-bar hook that we started out with, that we made in 30 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
You can arrange it out and make a 2.5 minute, 3 minute long song out of it.
Yeah, that's super cool, and like we can just keep playing with it too. Because the thing that I love about this is like tracks are cheap, so you can just throw one on, and then I don't know what this is, but let's swap this out. So instead of like
that's right there, it's 3 violins and a boys choir. That is a weird sound.
What is that? Why is this the default? What did I do?
Let's try an 8 choir and flute over on the left there.
Oh God.
Sounds like you're playing way low on the MIDI pad. Play like, change your octave. Anyway.
That is bizarre. What a weird sound. Okay, so let's get into something silly. Let's do like studio horns, right? And then now I got a trumpet.
Ooh, that's nice.
Right? So then when we get into here, like if I'm just playing with, let's take this section.
Now you're looping up what you want to be the hook, right? You're setting a loop because you want to add a section of specifically.
Yeah, right? So now I've got my horn down here. I want to use like
can't go wrong, man. It sounds good.
Yeah, I want like a set of trumpets though. Like I want a section. So let's go.
You want a whole section. You don't want one horn. You want.
Right, so we can.
So one thing I do a lot.
Yeah.
Is if I'm trying to pick the sound, I'm just gonna copy a pattern from a pattern that I already have. Copy your pace pattern down.
Okay.
And then let it play out, and then flip through sounds, so you don't have to like, or whatever. Just all this sounds good. Yeah, lay that down, man.
Okay. Yeah. Let's lay something down. So I'm just gonna take it back. Nope.
Perfect.
Got a little messy, but what? Let's see. What happened down here? I've got where am I? What part of the keyboard was I? So if I take all of this and I try to clean it up, so I just hitting buttons on my MIDI keyboard is really where that happened. So I can take this.
It's not on the one. It quantized it, but there you go. These little patterns that are playing are cool.
Yeah, well, and so this is something like we can arpeggiate this, and it'll get weird, but it'll be cool because we'll be arpeggiating chords now. All right, so I'm gonna take this, and I'm just gonna play that out, and then we'll just fix it. Okay, I hate that chord. Let's. Okay, so what I want is I want to take this one and then I want to duplicate it so we can play. Yeah. All right. So what I'm doing is I'm just trying to find like a good progression here. The hell happened there?
I don't know. It sounded kind of nice though.
Ooh, found a minor. Cool.
This is sounding so good, man. I want to hear the Rhodes more in the sample. What's the EQ like on that?
I'd screwed the EQ all up.
Yeah, pull that mid-range. Yeah, pull that back up. Even blast the high end up.
That's kind of fun.
Try this is really cool, man. I maybe try panning the bass just a little bit to the left, panning that horn a little bit to the right. I don't know if the stereo is gonna come through on the stream, but you know, I would start doing that sort of stuff.
All right, so I'm just let's do it. I'm gonna take this and this is the pan, right? So I'm gonna take it off to the left.
So you'd be surprised. Yeah, that's a lot, even though it doesn't seem like it.
Are you hearing in stereo?
Nah. Are you?
Yeah, I was hoping that I hit a button in Zoom the other day that said like enable stereo audio, and I was hoping that would actually work. If anybody in the chat listening in headphones, and like if so,
solo one in the track.
Are you getting stereo? Let me solo these. Yeah, let's do these two, right? So I want this to be all the way in your left ear, and this to be all the way in your right ear. Can you hear it? Also, why the hell did my... Oh, that's weird.
Just solo one of them.
Hold on. My left
headphones are mixed.
Headphone just stopped working. Oh, because I'm an idiot is why. Because that's the master that I'm moving all the way to the right. Jesus.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah.
I don't know why I did that. No, I did it again.
Wait,
I did it again. Why am I doing this? Why am I like this? Okay, so this is what I wanted. So now bass is all the way over here and horns are all the way over here. Right? So that's super goofy. But if we kind of bring that...
Only trumpet and right. Can you solo just one of them?
Yeah.
What are you doing, computer? Why are you like this?
All right. So here's the bass, and the bass is now like all the way in the left ear. So I want to pull it.
Still in both.
Okay, yeah. So you and I can play with this on our next session because I feel like I figured out a way to do stereo, but we'll have to play with settings. So this is like a little bit to the left, and this is a little bit to the right. So if I pull both of those in, okay. And then we could start playing if we wanted with like effects and stuff. I don't know if we should. Maybe that's not the right move.
It's all a rabbit hole, man.
It goes deep. I'm not gonna do that. So, but I am gonna take this down a bit. Yeah.
Okay, so Chris saying that it wasn't stereo for him, so it seems like
it's
working for something.
It looks like on Twitch it's in stereo, which is great because that means that when you're doing this, your computer audio will be stereo for people listening, which is cool because that means that like if we go in and do fun stuff, like I take this. I should have renamed these.
So it's Zoom, which is making it not stereo for me. Other people who are on Twitch are getting it.
Exactly.
And also, we got to figure out how to use my real life. We'll figure that out. Whatever.
Yeah. All things that are worth digging into. But yeah, man. Oh, this is exciting. Okay. I mean, for what 70 minutes plus BSing, I'm feeling really solid about that. That I think went way better than I was expecting it to be completely honest.
Right from the beginning with the intro, so.
Yeah. Let's do a run through.
Here it's got its own horns in there.
Like Ghosted.
Yeah.
The hell did I do up here?
What do you mean?
Oh no, there was a background noise that I thought was in the song, and I thought I had like clicked a big button. But yeah, this is cool. This it feels like it's doing stuff. I think that something that would be really interesting to do is kind of go in and cut these drum loops up a little bit so that they're doing, so they're not just kind of the
different things at different times. Yeah.
Because we could do something like, oops, why did it do that? Whoa, with all the buttons. I'm hitting all the buttons at once here. Yeah, I feel like the rabbit hole is maybe deeper than we want to get into at the moment. But yeah, there's just some really, really cool opportunities here for for doing just interesting things where we could take something like, why are you so long when I do that?
Maybe it's because you have it to a quarter. Change the quantization, even though
change it to a 16th again.
And then I think we should be able to draw in smaller notes.
Yeah, because what I want,
when you draw a new note, does it draw it smaller now?
Right, so we can just start adding like little things like that, extra snares and yeah, that totally did fix it.
I say since you're in the chorus part with that hook, that crash should probably hit on every beat.
Whoa. Okay, so that goes away. You want that crash every downbeat?
Yeah, sure.
All right, let's do it.
It's a hook,
All right, so I got this. Then we'll get here.
Yeah, try it.
Oh, you want
maybe every other downbeat, but that sounds, with the horns, it'll make it fuller there. It's just something I might do. I'm just throwing stuff out there.
Yeah, no, that's a good call. So let's do that, and then let's unsolo it. Oops. Yeah. Still doing that thing, but
what's it doing? It must be doing something that I'm not picking up on that you don't like.
It's drawing in like full bar beats for some reason. Yeah. All right. So I feel like this is probably a pretty good stopping point. We did some cool stuff here. I think in the span of very little time, we were able to do. I don't even
made a whole beat.
Yeah. What do we call it? Chat, name it.
That sub beat thing reminds me of Moon. What's Moon?
I don't know, actually. I don't know what Moon is.
Are you raffling a Spotify?
Blitzbeat. There we go. Yeah, we'll call this Blitzbeat. And saving it. We will. So last thing we need to do is we need to figure out how to put this on the internet. So what do we do with it?
Well, so do you have a Bandcamp page?
I don't have a Bandcamp page.
You should make one. They're free. Make a Bandcamp page Come up with either if you want an artist name or you want to just use your own name. But a Bandcamp page is where you can upload music and people will be able to stream it, download it, pay you for it if you want to. You can disable payment, all that stuff. Bandcamp is my favorite website on the entire internet.
Okay, that's a strong endorsement.
I've made that endorsement for like 2 years now.
Why can't I need a password. We're gonna generate a password.
You want to source that from the chat as well?
Yeah, y'all give me a new password. Okay, so there's that. Hopefully it doesn't show this. No, it doesn't. All right, cool. And okay, I totally read it. Y'all saw me do it. What is?
Oh, so people followed me on Twitch. Thank you, people.
Nice. Yeah, do it.
Start.
Call it electronic. I don't know what I am, so I'm just gonna skip that.
There you go. You got a Bandcamp page now.
All right.
So when this gets
I need to add a track. So if I want to do like a rough, can I just throw this up?
You want to just do it right now?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's so what do? I bounce it, export it?
Yeah, either one. Right now, like let's say you're done with the track, you'd want to bounce it. So wait, so select your track. Select all the tracks that you want to bounce.
Okay.
You want to bounce the whole thing, so
yeah.
And then just bounce it. File bounce.
Bounce. Like
project or section. Yeah, project or section. And now you're choosing whether you want to do an MP3 or a WAV. For Bandcamp, for uploading the internet, you're going to want to do a WAV because the WAV is the highest quality. So you're going to want to deselect MP3.
Okay. Which one's WAV?
Select WAV. Oh, sorry. PCM is WAV.
PCM. Okay.
Yeah.
WAV.
Well, PCM is WAV or God, there's so much stuff.
All right.
I would leave most of that. You
don't
need to worry about that right now. Sample rate 44 is standard. Real time offline. You don't need to bounce it in real time. All this stuff, leave as is. Okay. Normalizing, I would turn off.
Normalizing off.
Go into that. Normalizing is Logic deciding to put everything, to squeeze everything. But you made decisions about volume and EQ and stuff, so you don't want them.
I got you. Okay. And so I'm just gonna put this in bounces.
Yeah, and you're exporting it as Blitzbeat. There you go.
Okay. And so now I have that. So I'm gonna add a track.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll call this Blitzbeat Rough. And track pricing is $0 if anybody wants. You are definitely.
You probably haven't set up your PayPal and stuff account yet. So I would turn off and pay if they. Oh, it's already set up.
Yeah, it looks like it's smart enough to do that. We made this beat live on Twitch.
Yeah, put your link in there and stuff.
How do I? Let's see. I'll do the rest of this later. Featuring, what's the right terminology? Co-produced.
Well, I guess with this one it would be co-produced. Yeah.
Okay, there are no lyrics, track credits.
You can do all this later, but
yeah, I'll do the rest of this later. Let's do that, leaving it alone.
There's SoundCloud as well. You could have went the SoundCloud route, but I like Bandcamp way more.
All right, I'm saving it. Add my audio. So I'm going to add this audio, and that's going to come out of, oh crap, where was it?
Wherever you save the Logic session. Yeah.
Logic, Blitzbeat, bounces. All right, let's open this. Do it. Saving. What does that mean?
Even though it says, publish, do all that stuff, even though it says.
Oh, I have to.
Yeah, just put any old picture. You gotta put the Learning with Jason picture there.
Do not do that. Upload track art.
Yeah. Hopefully it's the right format, geez.
I'm sure this is fine. We'll see. Too small. Damn it. Okay. All right. We got something. I got something in here.
Anything that's like 1400 by 1400. If you want, I can send you something real quick.
I can just make one. What am I
Oof,
not? All right. So that's exciting.
Whoa.
Oh man, you get used to the sound effects. They get a little, you desensitize. GitHub. No, what am I looking for? Google. This one.
Moon Hydrogen IIRC. Great song.
Huh.
What's IIRC?
Dude, don't even. Come on. All right.
I just don't know what it is.
How long is it gonna take me to do all of the things that I have to do?
Whoa, I looked away for a second and now you're on a verification? What happened?
Yeah, there's so much stuff happening. I'm on a browser that doesn't have anything logged in, so it takes me a minute. But I am trying to get this thing, which is here, and I have like...
Oh, if I recall correctly. Okay.
Yeah, this is going to be great. Let's do...
Is there a way to just type it in? You want 1400 by 1400?
Yeah, I just got to move this. Whoops. Move all of this to the center. Great. Then I take this, and we're going to do the export. Get out of the way. Export. And I can make it 1400 wide. Make it a JPEG. Export that thing. And then I'm going to get this out of the way. And 1400 by 1400, right? Yeah. You thought you could defeat me. All right. View track. Bam. All right, it's live.
Yep.
So now, yeah, y'all can go see that track. It's a real thing. I hope it sounds good.
Holy buckets! Did that just work?
Oh no, it doesn't make any noise.
Did the bounce muted or something?
Oh shit, I don't know.
Check in the Finder if the bounce with audio. That's very weird that didn't.
Okay. Well, that's funny that happened. I might have to fix this offline. Blitzbeat bounces.
So it's something with your browser or something's going on, like
yeah, it might still be processing too.
yeah, something's going on
Oh,
there.
it's working for other people, so it must just be my browser is being weird.
Oh, okay. So other people, wait, can people hear it through the? Okay, drop the link for them. Oh, that you already did.
Yeah,
Let me see. I'll click it. Let me click it.
All right, I think we did it. Yeah, y'all go follow Joe. Hire Joe to teach you music because it's super fun, and I absolutely I look forward to doing these sessions all week. So, do it. Logic is not that expensive. It's like $100 or something. And after you get Logic, you don't really need anything else. I bought these MIDI pads. I got the keyboard and the MIDI pad, and I think all together it cost me like $350, $400, something like that. So it's an investment, but once you have the gear, it is so much fun. And I absolutely love making music. So if you're interested, you should totally dig into this. Click around, find, play some music, but it's way more fun when you've got somebody who knows what they're doing to teach you what all the buttons do, because, Logic is there's a lot of buttons here. So having someone who knows what those buttons...
I can do GarageBand as well if people have GarageBand. That's basically the computer's version of Logic, so I can start there if people have that and want to learn that, because a lot of people have that program but don't use it, but they want to learn how.
And then you can do like Ableton too, right?
I cannot do Ableton, but I can do Reason.
Reason, that was the
if
other
anybody's
one.
heard of the program Reason, I am fluent in Reason.
Reason's the one that looks... let's see. Reason's the one that looks like an actual, like you can plug the wires in the back. It looks wild. Like, check this out. So you like plug the different synthesizers together and stuff. It is totally
it's insane. It's an insane program.
Yeah, it's a lot. But anyways, yeah. So Joe, we've talked about your Twitter. We talked about your Twitch. Anywhere else you want people to check you out?
No, Twitter and Twitch. It's where I put everything. I put all the music I make by myself. I put all the music that I make with artists, and I'm gonna put all the stuff that I'm starting to do with you, and other tutorials. And if anybody wants to reach me, just reach me on Twitter, or
Awesome.
I'll drop. It's steeltippedove@gmail. I have a website. I have Patreon. All that stuff.
Cool.
The Patreon is cool. I do a $10 a month gets you an entire beat tape every month. Like
Oh, nice.
all the people who pledge $10 a month get 12 brand new beats every single month that I make, which is really cool. And they use them for their albums, and they use them for their podcasts or videos that they make and stuff like that.
That's awesome. All right, y'all. Well, so that I think is a good stopping point. Go check the site for upcoming stuff. Tomorrow we're gonna make up that Strappy CMS stream that I had technical issues on. I'm pretty sure I figured out how the computer works, and we're gonna try this thing again. We've also got some animation stuff coming up. We're gonna do 3D and React 3 Fiber. And then next week, we're going to get into some really cool stuff with accessible full-featured forms, DJ Mason. This is going to be like a whole bunch of stuff. Yeah, 4 days this week, Ecomath. I'm going hard. The benefit of, being this being literally the only thing I do now is that I can do a whole bunch of it. Yeah, so stay tuned, everybody, and I will see y'all tomorrow. Thanks again, Joe.
Thank you so much, man. Talk soon.